Welcome to Shoreline Learning and Development's video snapshots. These videos are designed to complement your existing learning materials. My name is Cathy Sanders, and the subject we will address in this snapshot is show leadership in the workplace. Now, this unit has three elements. They include model high standards of management performance and behaviour, enhance organisation's image, and make informed decisions. But before we get into that, we need to think about whether you are a leader. Now, there are a few different types of leaders in any business, company, organisation, workplace. There are those formal leaders. These leaders are based on that job description. So it could be a supervisor, a team leader, a leading hand, a manager. All of those job roles generally require you to be some kind of leader. Then there are informal leaders. So it may not be in their job description to support and manage other staff, but it tends to come to them anyway. And those leaders include experts, so those people that have a high level of skill in certain areas. It could be senior staff members or members that have been in a workplace for a long time. That long standing can mean that other staff members just refer to them naturally. You may also have a personality that makes you a natural leader. You could be the type of person that you find people ask you questions and come to you for help and support regardless of what your job role is. And lastly, a good leader is anyone who wants to excel. So don't discount this unit if you're not in a supervisor, manager sort of role. It is for you because I know that you fit in one of those categories. Modelling high standards of management performance and behaviour mostly talks about leading by example. So if you expect your team to do something, then you must also be willing to perform that task. And sometimes this may mean that as a leader, you need to get your hands dirty. Now, it can be as simple as helping a staff member investigate something, showing them the support they need to get something done. It could also mean if your team was required to work late after a shift or something like that, that you are a positive member of that team staying back. So if you drag your feet, mumble and groan and complain about the after hours work, then that attitude will rub off onto the staff that are around you. Some of the things you might want to think about include your behaviour at work and with colleagues, your behaviour at business functions, things like networking events or training events. Are you using that time productively and positively? Are you achieving your own targets and in turn the business's? If you are achieving what you need to and your priorities are set, then it's likely that others will be encouraged by your achievements. What's your presentation like? If you have a uniform, do you wear it? Do you present yourself well? How you present yourself may encourage others around you to do the same. What are your timings like? What time do you arrive at work? What time do you leave from work? What time do you arrive and leave from your lunch breaks? And what's your overall general attitude in the workplace? Now, when it comes to being a leader, if you can do something, then others feel like they can do it too. If you can't do something or you choose not to do something, it's too hard, you don't like it, and you mumble and groan about it, then what makes you think that other staff will want to perform that task? As a leader, it is your role to enhance the organisation's image. The business should be in a better place because of your presence. So you need to represent yourself well. your team will, your employer or your supervisor, and the overall company. And this means never bad-mouthing staff members. It means not talking negatively or complaining about supervisors. And it also means not talking negatively about your business to other people in the industry or just other people in general. When someone does talk negatively, whether it's about any of those things, that negativity actually tends to stick to the person that's saying it rather than what they're saying it about. When you are conducting business, you also want to make sure that you are doing it while adhering to your company's values and ethics. I guess overall what you really need to be aware of is that as a leader, it is you that should be contributing to a business that has integrity and credibility. Another task of a good leader is to make decisions. Now, you could be making decisions for yourself, for your team, for the business, help making decisions for a client. Whatever it is, when you are making decisions, you want to make an informed one. The first step to making informed decision is research. So you want to gather as much information you can about the possible options of a certain decision and what those outcomes may or may not be like. You want to discuss these options with the people that are affected. When you do discuss things and you allow the input of other staff members, it means that those staff members will have some ownership of that final decision and in turn will be less defensive about the change when it comes. You also want to plan out that decision. So once you've chosen an option, you need to ensure that there is a plan of implementation. Don't just go about doing things willy-nilly. That plan needs to be discussed with those around you so that everyone who is involved can do what is required. And lastly, once you've made the decision and you have implemented it, you want to monitor the outcome of that decision. Look back on that decision and think to yourself, is this the best decision I could have made? And if I was put in that position again, would I make that same decision? You also want to get feedback. So all those people that were involved in those earlier steps should now be involved again to allow for their feedback on what has happened. Now, decisions can be big and decisions can be small. But no matter the size, as a leader, you want to ensure that you're making the right decision given your time, the circumstance, and the situation. The reason these things are really important is that leaders have a really strong influence on the culture, values, and ethics of their team. So what you do will impact the people around you. That's why it's important that you do model good practice, that you're professional at all times, and that you confidently represent your business. I hope you found this snapshot for show leadership in the workplace helpful. If you are studying a full qualification or a short course with Shoreline Learning and Development, you need now to go to the next unit on your training plan. These videos can be found at the YouTube channel address shown on screen. Lastly, if you do have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to contact your trainer or your client services manager. The entire team at Shoreline Learning and Development is here to help you.